All right, welcome to part two of the Gravit Designer. Today I'm going to show you how to put your pictures into Gravit and how to turn them into what are called vectors. So we're going to go through a process called vectorization. So to get started again, we're going to go back to Google, type in Gravit. All right, remember it's Gravit. All right, going to click on Get Started to get in here. Remember, we are not creating an account. We're just simply going through, and we're going to use our Google credentials to get in there. All right, so click on Google. All right, now yesterday, of course, if you remember, we saved our 3 different files. So we're going to open up our first one. We're going to have to find that right here. So we're going to go to Open from Gravit Cloud. And on this screen, it shows us the different files we have. So I'm going to go to yesterday. I did one for my son, Henry Kohler. So I'm going to open that up. And that brings me back to our initial drawing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Tesla for mine, and which is I've been using. So I'm going to go back to Google, and I'm just going to type in Tesla. I can I can, if I wanted to, go back to the document from the other day to get my pictures, or I could just go and get them from the internet again. Either way, they will work the same. Now, remember, we did talk about using line art, so I'm going to just go Tesla line art, see if I find something a little bit better even. All right, Tesla line art. Ah, very good, very good. I'm going to take, I think this car here I'll take. All right, so I take that picture. I'm going to copy it. Remember, that's a 2-finger tap on the trackpad. I'm going to bring it back over here to Gravit. And when you go to Gravit, you need to do Control V to copy your drawing back in. Okay. Now, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over. I'm going to come up here to View, and I'm going to switch to Outline View. Okay. Now, if you notice, my image disappeared. Okay. This is what the CNC machine will see. So this is where the vectorizing process is going to be really important. So I want to stay in this view. We're going to stay in the outline view, but we need to figure out how to get the machine to see that picture. So I have the image selected. You see how it's still selected with the blue handles on it. I'm going to come up to Modify. I'm going to come down to Path, and then I'm going to go down to Vectorize Image. Now, it might take a minute or two, a couple of seconds to actually vectorize, and there's a chance that the image just isn't good. And if the image isn't good, then we're going to have to go back and find a different one. All right, so here it is. It just vectorized my image. Now I can see it. All right, so now I can actually take the image. I could move it, and I can make it smaller, of course. Now, these files tend to start getting pretty big. So if the file's too big, it's going to take forever to move it and to do anything with it. And you're going to have to potentially find a different file, like if it starts crashing things. All right. So I'm going to get my car right on in here. All right. Remember, we're staying in those black design lines. All right. That looks good. Now, I want to get rid of all this extra stuff, the box around there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the pointer tool here. And if I drop down, there's a thing called the subselect tool. If I click on that, it allows me to select just pieces of the vector, and I could just delete those. All right, so like right up here, I want to get rid of these letters. So let me just get rid of those letters. All right, I'll delete those away. So I used the subselect tool to do that. Okay, very good. So now at this point, of course, I can go and I can get other pictures and bring them in. That my first one's in here. It's now vectorized. And now I'm just going to repeat the process. I'm going to get another picture in here. I'll vectorize it, figure out where I want it. All right, and then finally, we will be talking about text. That's going to be in the last, to part 3, we'll talk text. But for now, I'm going to get my other picture in. So I have 2 pictures in this one. This is my design 1 here up in the corner here. You see design 1. Once I get the 2 pictures in here, I'm going to save that, go to design 2, get 2 pictures in design 2, and then I will, of course, save that, go on to design 3. And that is vectorizing.